Alexandria here, coming to you from what is now becoming Planet Pop-Tart, the basics of Return to Sender. This is basically our church Sunday, the People's Fellowship Church. So in this day and age in which I'm working with this higher frequency energies, I have to become stronger and stronger, like bodybuilding, like hitting the heavy bag, and send the energy back to the people. Okay, they're the origin of the really mucky energy. For example, if I go into areas and regions where I have organite, for example, it's going to alienate demonic people. And, it's interesting. They might actually look around them, like this woman and others, like, oh my God, short brown man, alert, alert. What they're really feeling is the organite. Now, I'll leave a link down below for the video over at 2025 Countdown, okay? It's going to say, watch next to grow empathy. Empathy and compassion will help you with psychic self-defense and good luck. Whereas no empathy, no compassion will weaken your shield, okay? So you want to increase your positive thoughts. If you were to watch Meta or videos about Meta, not to be confused with Facebook, but Vipassana by S. N. Goenka, he talks about the Meta meditation, which is peace and love for the whole world. Now, do we have men and women thinking about peace and love for the whole world at this time? Or do we have evil men and women that are in resentful mode that have become products of their environment? And basically, as the cell phone for many people is the new mark of the beast, is the current mark of the beast, many people have given up their minds over to remote control. So even the slightest amount of looking at the screen behavior can send someone into a trance, okay? And so while the algorithmic data shows that the vast majority of you watch via cell phone, it's through your cell phone addiction that you are less empathetic to the suffering of others. It is through your cell phone addiction and your QR codes that you're increasingly becoming scammed by sophisticated scams, phishing scams, where entire bank accounts are being, and so this has all been a corporate agenda. And these corporations merging together for the evil one of the Antichrist of the Dajjal is all part of the agenda. So you must protect your consciousness from the evil one, okay, on a regular basis. And you must return to sender, because there could be thought forms inside your consciousness that are not yours. I said over 19 years ago, I asked over 19 years ago in that blog in 2005, are your thoughts your own? And the vast majority of people, their thoughts are not their own. It's very important for people to develop honesty in this society. One of the things that I developed in my own life was a above average IQ and intelligence regarding the nature of suffering and discrimination, and knowing that I myself fit the bill for multiple things to be discriminated against, and even conspiracy theory, and women are basically in denial of that prejudice, whether you're nice, short, not wealthy, the wrong kind of genetics to them, to the Darwinistic women out there that worship height giants, black men and white men only, right? I fit the bill for multiple things for people to psychically attack me about and say, you're no good, you're no good. And so the more I overly connect with you is a bad thing. Show you my pupils, things of that nature. In fact, I met a very psychic Hispanic the other day that talked about this channel being shadow banned and that I should make shorts, take my face out of it, and just do shorts. And so I'm going to continue, even though you're not sending me any love back or consciousness, to play nice guy, to encourage you to grow a soul. Okay, that's what I can do. I will continue to give and give and give, even if you don't give back, because God will give to me for giving to you. I give to you unto you energy and inspiration on a regular basis through telling you freely my life story on a regular basis and bearing my soul. Okay? And so we are here to rise above the monkey state of consciousness. I believe that. And in doing so, we become whole. Now, I see the police officers are here at the coffee shop. And I told myself that I was going to give that police chief my book and continue to talk to the cops about solar flares and helping cops rise above. They're not open to that. They're not open to that. So as there's going to be many women that are not open to me life coaching them, many cops will not be open to me life coaching them also. The issue that I have is not with men or women, it's with lower consciousness men and women, and they are the majority on the planet. While there are good men and women, it is a needle in the haystack, and God never made it easy, never wanted it to be easy for you and I, if you also consider yourself good or aspiring to be good or angelic leaning. Okay? It is meant to be a challenge on purpose. Okay? And so the devil is constantly attacking you through your mind. Return to sender. Return to sender. Learn to shield yourself from that alien programming. One of the things that I like to do, I talked about on the other channel, is mix things up as far as cross-train. The chat is open if people would like to chat. This is the typical time for church, right? So we will do this on a semi-regular basis so we can hold the frequency, okay? But the idea is for you to become super scion strong through your limitation of the fornication of the wrong humans, through your limitation of abusing yourselves, through the maximization of your athletic abilities, through Soar Maximum, through your dedication to your meditation practice. Your shielding of your brain and your body and your spirit and the different levels of your aura should be increasing. You should be increasing the poundage. You should be increasing the amount of minutes that you spend doing meditation. You should be increasing the amount that you are writing out solutions. You should be increasing the amount of ideas that you are capturing in your dream state. It is new moon. It is time for you to take a new direction. It is time for you to take action. It is time for you to cease and desist from being an active member of the ongoing zombie apocalypse, which has you Neo. Each and every day, you look at that cell phone as your God. Each and every day that your cell phone is your primary way in which you receive entertainment from the world. Each and every day that you go to a dating app and you manipulate the filters on the dating app in order to find a partner, and yet you don't know why you're not finding happiness, ladies, men. You are in the matrix, and you just found the ultimate Morpheus. You are to practice return to center. You do not have to make eye contact with others, but if others make eye contact with you, understand people are paranoid, people are curious, okay? Return to sender. You have permission to look into the eyes of other people. Hello. You have permission to look into the eyes of other people, okay? And they have permission to look into your eyes. And so don't freak out like I have when people stare and they don't look away. They may be fascinated by your light. They may be wondering, how did you become so smart? How did you become so strong? How could somebody so this, that, and the other be vibrating? And there could be a level of them, right, that is tapped into light or perception of light, but it's very bright to them, and they not be able to put together, well, how can that person have such light that defies logic? And they may be afraid of that light, of psychic ability, of someone hitting that heavy bag. That's their problem, not yours. Continue to hit that bag, continue to meditate, continue to make videos, continue to say all lives matter, continue to advocate if you are already. I'm just speaking as a life coach in case you are a speaker. If you're doing anything else other than that, I can't help you with that. I am a beacon of light that is here for the next generation of young people that may actually choose to do more with these technologies than the people of my age group and soul group that came into this planet with me in the 1960s, 70s, and 80s period. Okay? There needs to be more done in these last days, and I'm just not seeing it from my core audience base and demographic. There is no unity. There is no engagement. You could collectively get a fail. You do not pass. Go. You do not collect $200. You are being recycled collectively. If I am one to make a judgment call on the situation. Okay. In the same way that Jesus says you are to go to me to go through God, if you're actually against war and you actually believe that certain lives matter, you are to communicate with me specifically, being that I'm the only person of a certain heritage while your people have killed literally millions. Understand? And so I return to sender. All those negative thought forms you people have sent to me over the years, this is why you're not worthy. This is our excuse. Your excuses are, I know the real truth. There's multiple things that I am that a lot of people are not naturally going to gravitate to, and it's dishonest to not be honest about it. The programming must be Return to sender. I return to sender the programming that wants to take me down. I return to sender the evil of these corporations, of this mind control. Return to sender. Return to server. Return to server. Return to sender. All these negative thought forms. Return it to the negative source in which it comes from. And at the end, you're not dealing with human beings. You're dealing with the devil. Over and out. That has been your Happy Sunday episode.
Hey, Alex.
Hey.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. See my new pick out?
Let me put this on mute here. So this is actually going to be a real brief statement here, but ultimately when you're dealing with systematic evil in the media, you have to know when to shut it off. Shut it off, turn off the media, turn off the YouTube, even myself, and go at least a day or two and just step back from the mind control, because even too much crime news, and even I'm aware of it, too much crime news, looking at the same news of the same things over and over, can almost put you into almost a too dark of a place to where you wonder where God is. And you might think that everybody is basically going to be taken out, and you might forget about God's workings. A police officer just introduced himself to me, or I talked to him. He remembered me and my name, and he said, "See my new truck?" And he's showing me his truck, and that was and I asked him if he had a card. So that was an example of God showing me that there are good people still that will be kind to me and will be nice to me. And I don't always have to be sensitive if someone's not necessarily talking to me, you know. I'd like to think that some cops do remember what I warned them about with regards to the human trafficking. So when things start to increase locally, they could be like, oh yeah, that guy, that kid. They can call me a kid. That kid was talking about his book, you know. So it is like that song from Rambo. It is a long road when you're on your own. And because I've been on my own for a long time, and I face certain things that some of you have never heard about, you know, there's a lot of pain there that some of you've never seen in a human being. And it's difficult for you to relate to. If you look at that link down below that I sent, that's from 5 years ago. Who knows what was happening at the moment in which that happened to that short man of 5 foot. But basically what happened was, okay, he flipped out at a bagel shop because he was treated like crap because he started to speak up against the prejudice that he faced being 5 foot tall. And he basically said via dating apps and messages with women, they said you basically should die. And that is something that women are keeping, a secret that they're keeping, that some of them, more than they would like to admit, have a hardcore prejudice against people that lower than average height. And I would say the 1960s, 70s, and 80s, that prejudice was probably much less. You know what I mean? That programming, I consider to be an alien program. I don't think it's entirely natural. You know what I mean? Nor are these taller, bigger giants actually more effective fighters. And so the point is that whether you're a female with a few extra pounds, you should, if you want empathy, to develop empathy for others. If you're a woman with you perceive yourself to have an ugly nose, maybe you don't have an ugly nose. If you yourself judge someone under 5'6" or 5'7", you have no place looking in the mirror and feeling sorry for yourself if you're a part of it. So you must learn empathy for others if you want empathy for yourselves. These people in this modern reality here don't believe in any form of spirituality except Starbucks. It is their only form of energy. Meanwhile, God, they hate that. And they have crosses, but they're Satanists. And that's the most difficult thing. And a lot of their license plates have 666 in it, which she does. Never lived anywhere with more 666 license plates. And so we must return to sender, you and I together, each and every day, of the shaitan voices, the waswas. We must return to sender. You must learn to shield yourself. How do I learn to shield myself or increase my shielding other than practicing the shield? One is a yoga pose that goes like this. I do this at the gym between sets and under the sun. Grounding is important, but this right now is more important to me than grounding. Okay? You can send me a link. Is this Tad who sent me the ebooks? I believe it's right. That's you, Tad. Thank you for the ebooks, Tad. Tad sent me ebooks, I believe, from Dion Fortune, and I'm collecting them in a file. So if people later want to request to me, send me 9 of her ebooks. I will give unto you these ebooks. While I can find them myself, I'm not always focused. You know what I mean? I got a little ADHD. And so sometimes it helps for people to tell me what software to get. I have not read Dante's Inferno, but Dante's is a bar in Portland, Oregon. That's a crazy place. Okay, and then also, so again, going into the sauna, wet or dry, and then going into the swimming pool and doing stretching exercises or qigong exercises. And what I'd like to do is get any biography info on Dion Fortune, any additional books. I'll just say it now on Burl Payne. I'll try to keep it short and sweet and just go on and on. But if we talked about me building a library like Mark Passio to give unto others, like a free library type deal, you know, I could think of topics of things to, but as far as myself, Burl Payne's books, Dion Fortune, maybe some cool ass books on ninjutsu. I saw a book at the antique store from 1985 on some dorky, 1985 era on ninja electronic surveillance equipment. Like, American Ninja crap, I'm picturing like my friend or something back in the day, although he wasn't a ninja, he was Japanese. He watched a lot of action films is what happened. I don't know if he did a lot of stuff he claimed, but basically let's talk about him. He wore sunglasses a lot, wasn't into psychic stuff, but he knew about psychic self-defense on a level. Physical, don't over-inform people. Don't show off. He was anti doing martial arts on video. And that's for good reason. The tougher you are, the better. Someone left a comment that made me angry on a recent heavy bag video. I was actually just working on the jab on the video for Bill Nagel. I wasn't doing power punching. He's like, you have no power. Those are just slaps. You do need to sometimes work on just the punch without going full power. Okay? But basically, we live in a world where people can say things as men or women to each other that may come across as rude on social media, but maybe they're not meaning to. But right now we live in a world where people are tearing each other down. Sometimes it's assumed that people are being rude when they're just talking. So basically I need to leave because I'm running out of battery space. I'm running out of, basically you want to, I'm not going to teach you too much here. But as far as I'll throw you another one. When it comes to comment sections and trolling and things of that nature, people like to send energy through that medium, okay, and implant thoughts, okay? And then also sometimes people like to talk crap about other people and think they're not there, but the person being talked about, if they're psychic, will pick up on it, okay? You need to know how to shield the energy of comments and chit chatter from reaching you. There was a period in 2020, okay, in 2019, when I couldn't stop the chitter chatter of people, the psychic chitter chatter, talking about me, going, where is he? And that was one of several factors that led to me taking bad medications to shut down my psychic abilities, when in fact, that's the last thing you want to do. But I just reached that point a couple years ago where I thought that I had too much insomnia. I quit marijuana, and I thought that I had to shut down my psychic abilities because I moved into a region in which my third eye was too sensitive to all the really dark stuff going on during COVID. Okay, so we can be affected by the negative thought forms of Thanksgiving. So final words before we close here. Return to sender now the negative thought forms and anger and rage from the emotions that are not you, that are from the people of this Thanksgiving. I'm out of time. Thank you to Tad for your comments. Okay, we'll go ahead and make sure that the chat replay is on. And I will be in and out of here throughout the week. This will probably be the final video for the day. But take a look at the link down below and see if you can work on empathy for somebody like that who flipped out, who's short, 5 feet tall, white guy. And whether you're a big guy, a tall guy, a this, that, and the other, by having empathy for others, that energy does come back to you if you feel like you've been harmed by this world.